everybody, welcome back to my channel. Kayla Lindsay here with EXP Realty out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Today we're going to talk about call reluctance and figure out why you can't seem to get on the phone and help you fix it. Now before we get into it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right there and make sure you click on the little bell so that when we post a new video, you will be in the know. Let's get down to it. Call reluctance. Why is it that something that could make us so profitable is so terrifying? Honestly, you're not alone. Even I had call reluctance and still do to this day, and yet we're going to go ahead and dig into some of the main reasons why you may not be wanting to pick up that phone. Now, one of the first reasons that a lot of people have call reluctance or the desire to not make a phone call is really because of their mindset. When you're thinking about all of the things you do not have or things that you need or things that you lack, such as listings, buyers, people that are actually fun to work with, you start to get that lack mindset, okay? Want equals lack. And the reason why I say that is because when you keep thinking of all the things you don't have, you're causing a void. And when you're focusing on what you don't have, it never happens. We need to think in abundance. Think that you have a lot of listings, that they just come to you easily and frequently. And by doing that over time, you're going to worry less about what you don't have, because let's face it, the fact is you may not have as many listings or buyers that you want or desire. But we're going to stop focusing on that, so we have to stop attracting that. And instead, we're going to focus over here. We're going to focus on abundance. We're going to tell ourselves on a daily basis that these listings and these buyers and these investors are coming to us openly and willingly and frequently. And what we're going to start to notice is it's going to happen. You can listen to any other person out there who is coaching and training in real estate or in success, and it's the same thing. Now, the reason I start with that with regards to call reluctance is because part of the reason we're not getting on the phone is because our minds are spinning with so many other things that aren't happening. We're nervous. We feel the pain perhaps with regards to our finances. And because of that, picking up that phone feels even heavier. Because what if you fail? What if the person on the other side of that phone says no? What if you don't get that listing? All of these things start going through your head, and instead of picking the phone up, you either put it down or you ignore it completely and find other ways to get leads. People, if you want leads quickly, this is where you need to go. You need to pick up your phone, you need to make phone calls, okay? So, instead of beating that into your head, let's go on to one of the next points. Being afraid of the phone. How many of you are afraid of the phone? I can be, even now sometimes. When you get that phone call from that person you really don't want to talk to, or you know you have to make that call and they might say no on the other end of the phone, and it's not necessarily the no that makes you scared. Sometimes it's that you're not prepared for what the answer is. And a lot of us that are out there, we want to be perfect. We want to have an answer for everything. We want to make sure that we are perfectly scripted and dialogued. And the fact of the matter is, sometimes we don't know what they're going to say to us. So for example, if they ask you on the phone, how long have you been in real estate? And you are going to have to answer 2 weeks. It's not really an answer you want to give, is it? Because it doesn't feel strong and you know you don't want to answer that. Now, instead of giving that answer, if you just ask a question and say, why is that something that's important to you? Honestly, it might just mean that they want a team of agents who are readily available and skilled to help them sell their home. Now, the way to target that and to tackle that is to come back and say, well, actually, that's wonderful that you asked that because XYZ. Now you can leverage your firm and the fact that you have agents there that you work with. You could leverage the fact that you're on a team. You could leverage the fact that you are coached and trained by some of the top agents in the country to ensure that their home gets sold. And it doesn't mean that it has to be a one-on-one coach. I'm coaching you right now. There's other agents out there that are coaching you on a daily basis on YouTube. So leverage those and understand that it's okay when they ask you a question you don't know the answer to, or don't really want to give that answer because you know how it sounds. Don't allow that to keep you from picking that phone up. And sometimes the best stumbles can lead to some really great clients. I'll talk about that in another video. So let's talk about pain versus pleasure. So here's the thing. You are going to avoid the greater pain. So if you are doing the pain of not paying your mortgage versus the pain of picking up the phone, guess what? The mortgage wins and you're going to make that phone call. So in order to get over your call reluctance in that fashion, you need to figure out what the bigger pain is, okay? The pleasure is always going to be there. We know that. But if that's not motivating you to get on the phones, you need to think about your kids. You need to think about your spouse. You need to think about the things that they're not going to get if you don't pick up that phone. Heck, you can think about the things that you're not going to get. For me, I love animals. What animals can I not get out of the shelter and foster because I didn't make enough money to do so? These are all things you need to start thinking about. What are you saying no to? And what are the essentials you're saying no to by not taking that small action? Okay, so I would recommend write out some of your biggest pains, the things that would directly affect you if you didn't pick the phones up. And when you're sitting there, you should have your vision board of your pleasures and your dreams, and you should have some motivation, which is if you don't pick that phone up, here's what's going to happen. And I bet you're going to start picking that phone up. And here's some other tips to make sure you're getting on the phone and getting motivated. One thing that I used to do, which I sometimes still do it if I'm having an off day, I used to call a family member or a friend before I got on the phone. So back when I first got into sales many years ago, I would actually call my dad before I'd get on the phone with anybody else. You know why? Because he was going to answer the phone, he was going to be nice to me, he was going to give me some motivation, and he was going to give me a little pep talk. And because of that, I then got off that phone, boom, 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 started dialing other numbers, and before you knew it, I was in a rhythm for the day. And you're always going to hit those people that don't want to talk to you or they're having an off day. Don't take it personal. Keep going, okay? So phone a friend, phone a family member, and let them know that you're going to do that perhaps so they can give you a little bit of a pep talk and answer the phone. It's very helpful. Another thing that you could do is get a call dialer. I will harp on this till the day I die. Call dialers are phenomenal. Part of the reasons why they're so great is because it takes all the thought out of it. Have you ever made 2 or 3 dials and then suddenly you realize you need a cup of coffee and before then you're talking by the water cooler and then you're back in your office perusing Facebook? It happens to the best of us. But if you're on a call dialer and you're in a session, it's really hard to just say stop because you have to wait for it to stop dialing. So you're more apt to just let it dial through your list, talk to as many people as you can, and feel successful for the day. I love my call dialer. I use Mojo and it is phenomenal. Now, one thing you can also do is add that friend or family member at the top of your call dialing list for the day. Why do I say that? Well, because once you get off the phone, they hang up, it starts to call the next number. There's no hesitation. You put your hands in your pockets and you stand and you wait for that next call to get picked up and you keep rolling. So it keeps you in a rhythm. That's part of the reason why I love it. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, you can also set a penalty for yourself. So for me, I actually make a check payable to perhaps a charity that I don't want it to go to, and that check is actually sitting at my assistant's desk. Now, if I'm not on the phones by 8:30 a.m., he has full permission to mail that check out. That's pretty motivating when you would much rather spend that money on a charity you desire to send it to, or for something on yourself. And if you're not on the phone, that check's going to get sent out to someplace you don't want it to go. So you should get on the phones. Again, even if that first call is just mom or dad or a friend or family member, make the call and then keep on going, okay? Now, if you feel like you're getting out of a rhythm and you're taking a lot of breaks or something like that, and you're hesitating to make that next grouping of calls, I would even up the penalty to every moment that you're not actually dialing. There's either a monetary or some other kind of penalty that you come up with. That's going to help you keep on the phones and keep going. Again, the pain versus the lesser pain. The lesser pain is going to be you picking up the phone. The bigger pain is going to be a $400 check or whatever dollar amount you choose going somewhere that you don't want it to go. Now, last but not least, just do it. You're going to screw up. I'm telling you that right now. It's not going to be great. There's going to be moments where it's really not going to be pretty and you're going to hang up that phone and go, what did I just say? It's okay. And it happens. It happens to the best of us. Just keep going. Because the more that you do it, the better that you'll get. Okay? Repetition is the mother of all skill. continue to do it over and over and over and over again and understand where your weaknesses are, practice them, they become your strengths, and you keep going. I hope that this helped some of you out there overcome this. Let me know in the comments below what ones that you implemented and how it's helped you or affected you, or maybe ways that you have overcome call reluctance, and then I can implement it in one of my future videos to help others. Now remember, like and subscribe below, and there'll be new videos every Tuesday for you guys to enjoy. Thanks so much.